welcome back to my channel and to part 2 of my series of memorizing music. In the first video, part 1, we laid the groundwork for understanding the different types of memory and how they work together to create a reliable system. If you haven't seen that yet, I recommend you starting there. In this video, I will show you how to take those concepts and put them into practice. We will explore advanced strategies and the real-life applications that will help you to solidify your memory and bring more confidence to your performances. In part 1, we talked about the 4 types of memory and how to start building a reliable system for memorizing music. Today, let's focus on the technique specifically for violinists, using examples from violin repertoire. Let's get started. Recognizing patterns in music is a key to efficient memorization. Let's take Bach's Preludio in E major from the third Partita, and I will demonstrate how the opening motif is instantly recognizable, and while this piece is not explicitly written with chord symbols, the implied harmonies are clear when you analyze the arpeggios. So let's stop here and analyze the work of Bach so far. I would say that the patterns here are very much arpeggios in E major. A lot of the beginning of the piece is in E major explicitly. The other pattern is the string crossing. So I see a lot of patterns and they are specifically for me. Maybe if you see the music and you play this piece, you will create your own patterns. But for me, it has always been the string crossing and in which chord I'm playing, which arpeggio I'm playing. And in the beginning, it's quite much between D and E. And I also see a lot of fifths. For example, if I take the third bar, it's and then the B is staying on A string on the A string, and you just shift between the strings. Then the same in piano. Another pattern I see is the string crossing between A and E string, like in bar 13 here, when it's and then it's the string crossing between the 3 strings here. So in my memory somehow I have these patterns of which strings am I going to play the string crossing, and that helps me to memorize this piece. My second tip is chunking and structure. So you can start by memorizing just the first bar. So find a way that works for you. If it's on which string you start, maybe in which position you are, and then usually I'm trying to repeat it correct a couple of times. If that doesn't work and I do something wrong, I try to analyze first What did I do? Was it wrong position? Did I play on the wrong string? And then just repeat it again in a correct way a couple of times. And then I move on, and so I will probably move to the third bar where it's and here I would think like I have this small motif here, and I will memorize the melody, and it's and then together with the A string. So divide the pieces in these chunks, small chunks of music that are manageable for you, and move on to the next until you memorize it the same way, and also finding the patterns that you see in the small chunks of music. Tip number 3 is singing and audible memory. Singing is an amazing way to improve audible memory. Let's try it with Meditation by Massenet. Try to sing the melody, imagine the bow strokes and the vibrato or the position that you would play on. You can sing or hum a few bars of the melody and then play it on the violin to see what the connection is. This is very helpful specifically for pieces with long and lyrical phrases like this one. So I would just play the beginning first. So even if it's too high for you, you can still like sing it in your head, because for me this is a quite high note, and just hum it even if you feel like that helps you. I've even seen people that play and hum at the same time, so it will help them to memorize easier. Tip number 4 is visual memory with the sheet music. Visual memory helps you to recall the music layout on the page and how it translates to your hand movements. You can pair the visual memory of the sheet music with your left hand shift, for example, or the bow moves. For me, I can literally remember which phrase is on what part of the music. I can even remember where I have a difficult shift, and I can see it on the page. And some people have this photographical memory. I don't have that, but I have easy to imagine where the pieces, where some part of the music is exactly on the paper, and sometimes that even help me to memorize the music. You can also pair your visual memory with the sheet music and your audible memory by listening to the music and following into the sheet of music you have. And that literally helps you to also memorize how the melody goes, is going up or down. You can see the movement, if it's are you playing on the E string, are you going up in a high position, are you going down, is it how is your right hand moving, the bow hand, is it a lot of string crossing, is it mainly on one string? So you can mark all of this in the sheet music while listening to the music, a recording of the music. Tip number 5 is the cognitive memory through analysis. Cognitive memory comes from understanding the structure and the meaning behind the music. If you know music theory, maybe you know the structure of a concert, how it is built, how it develops, where is the introduction, how it develops, where is the middle part, where is A or B, where is the theme, where is the second theme. And if you're familiar with that, that can also help you to memorize the music by using this theory knowledge. Tip number 6 is the memory palace technique. Now let's talk about one of these most fascinating and effective tools of memorizing music, the memory palace technique. For this, we're going to use Paganini's Caprice number 24, and that's a piece that many of you know. It's a brilliant variations and with a lot of technical challenges. So the idea is to associate sections of the music with familiar places in your mind, like rooms in your home or landmarks in the neighborhood. And by creating very vivid, memorable links to this, you can mentally walk through the piece whenever you need to recall it. So let's break it down. Choose a memory palace and picture a space you know very well, such as your house, for example, or apartment. Imagine starting at the front door, and each section of the piece corresponds to a specific location in this space. For example, for the theme, the opening theme, imagine standing in a hallway and visualize the opening melody as written on the, for example, on a welcome mat or painted on the walls. And hear the iconic rhythm as you step inside. And the first variation can be the arpeggios could represent the climbing staircase. Picture the notes cascading like steps or leading to the next step. And then the second variation can be linked to a hallway, for example. Imagine the notes racing around the floor or darting left and right, and you're trying to move. Continue assigning each variation to a room of an area using distinct imagery. Perhaps the pizzicato section is the sound of raindrops tapping on the window in the living room. Add visual and emotional detail that will enhance the association with the music. Imagine vivid colors, textures, or even emotions. For example, in the variation with the double stops, picture two mirrors in a bathroom reflecting each other, endlessly symbolizing the harmony of two voices. Mentally walk through the palace once you assign each section and practice walking through the memory palace in your mind. As you go from room to room, recall the music and its details. This will strengthen the connection between the physical, imaginary and the music. Test yourself, step away from your instrument and mentally play through this piece, moving through your memory palace. If there is a section that you can't recall, revisit the corresponding room and strengthen this association with something stronger that associates with you. Memorizing music doesn't have to be overwhelming or boring. With these advanced techniques and examples from the violin repertoire, you can make the process more effective and enjoyable for you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for more violin tips and tutorials. Keep practicing and stay inspired, and I will see you in my next video.